Hey everybody, Don here again, and welcome back to Ragged Edge Lure Works. So if you followed me over to this channel from my old channel, Bucktails Outdoors, you'll recall that when I started this whole lure painting journey, I painted 6 baits, and I gave one away to a viewer every week for 6 weeks. The deal was, if that winner caught a fish with that lure and sent me a pic, they would be entered into the end of the season giveaway, which would include all the other baits. Plus, I would paint a big glide bait in their choice of patterns. Well, here's one of those big glide baits. I always thought glide baits were jointed, but I bought this, and this is what they were calling it when I bought it, was a glide bait, so I'll call it a glide bait. I painted it up in this perch pattern, and I think it came out really good. So today, I've got 4 of these little jerk baits, which have kind of a humpback, kind of like the shape of a small perch. And I'm going to paint 4 of these up in a perch pattern, kind of as realistic as I can make it. So hang out. All right, so here's the colors we're going to be using. Now, they've already been primed in opaque white. I'm going to put a little bit of pearlized white on the bellies, and then I'm going to cover most of them with this pearl copper. It's kind of a gold color. We'll do a little work on the back with detailed moss green, a little bit of detailed sepia. We'll do a little work on the bottom with either this pearlized tangerine or a combination of that and this wicked golden yellow. And then the stripes will be done with this opaque black, but I'm not going to use a stencil for that. I'm going to use a sponge. So let's get to painting. We've got the baits primed in opaque white. Now, we're going to do the bellies, a little pearlized white. You see, I'm wearing a glove today. I've been getting a really bad crack on my thumb from all the alcohol and stuff. Really dries out your skin. So I was on a tournament last week and I could barely tie a knot. So time to keep the hand protected. All right, well, I flipped the lures over in the helping hands because I really just want a little bit of this pearlized copper on the bottom. Most of this is going to be covering the sides and the top. Very good. Let's see. Oh yeah, here we go. Not too much on the top because that's going to get covered up with detailed moss green. I've got a little splatter. No worries. I just got to remember to, give your little airbrush a little shot down on the side on the paper or something before you put it on the lure, just to avoid those little splatters. All right, so you can see what I'm doing here. I've taken a paper plate and I put a little of this detailed sepia on it. Now I'm going to use this sponge and I'm going to try just to really lightly make some make some stripes down the side. I don't really want them to be, perfectly shaped. I really like this sponge look. Trying to keep them as uniform though, so they're not a whole lot wider. But I like this, comes out pretty good. And let's see. Yeah, so we got a five bars there. Let's flip it over and try to do the other side similarly. Let's go across the top, just so we'll know where those need to be. Flip that, come on. There we go. It looks kind of cool. We're going to top that off with some of that detail moss green to tone it down. But yeah, I like the look of that. All right, so I used the sponge and a little of that sepia, and I put some Perch bars on them. I'm going to give them a little bit of a heat set, and then I'm going to top them off with some of that detail moss green and maybe a little sepia around the eyes and see what they look like. I'm also going to put a little bit of orange on the belly. I'm liking it so far. All right, so I've got the gold and I've got the bars on. Now we're going to top it off with a little bit of this detailed moss green from a distance, because I don't want to darken it up too much. A little clog in the airbrush, I think. All right, coming back in with sepia, just to darken up that back. Kind of hide where those stripes blend in. Just cleaned out my brush, but it's giving me a little bit of problem. There she goes. Just to darken up the back. All right, well, the master airbrush was giving me a little bit of a problem, so I think in the next video I'm going to show you how I tear it apart and clean it. Pulled out the Iwata and we'll put some sepia in it, and we're just going to top this off. A little sepia, a little around the eyes. Not too much, but I do want to, hide where those connecting lines were. Just a little bit of overspray. A little on the nose. Still got to see that hint of green in there is what I want. All right, that looks pretty good. I'm going to put a little orange on the belly, and I think we're going to call those done. I'm going to put a little bit of orange on the bottom of these, and I really like this pearlized tangerine. So basically what I'm going to do is just put a little here and a little here. I was thinking of putting fins on them, but I don't think I'll get that. All right, so I got this pearlized tangerine. I'm just going to put like a little there, a little there, a little there, there. Just so you get the idea, there's a little orange on it. And that's it. So I was watching a guy the other day, and he got to this point with done painting and said, there you go, bait is done and ready to go. But it's not done and ready to go. I mean, there's still a lot more work involved in this. The painting is the fun part, but now comes the tedious part. You know, you got to unwrap the bills, you got to glue in the eyes, you got to do the epoxy, and then once you're done with that, you got to put on the hooks. And putting on the hooks is definitely one of the most tedious of tasks. With the split rings. Split rings are a pain in the butt. Sometimes getting the tape off, this is a pain in the butt. But there's more to do. Now it's time to pick out eyeballs. I've got so many to choose from. I think I'm going to use these ones right here. I've got 4 on this sheet. I've got 6 on this sheet. So I've got plenty to do them so they all match. And I just think that's a good color match for this bait. So time to glue them on. Glue. And I use this Gorilla Super Glue Gel. This one's getting kind of low, but just put just a little drop of that in the center. This glue must be getting old. It's almost gone. So a little of that in the center. There's the eye gluing process. All right, let's get these things coated. Those eyeballs locked in. All right, well, I put my little Ragged Edge Lure Works logo decal on these, and then gave them a second coat of epoxy. They look really nice. Now for the tedious part of putting on hooks. So let me get these out of the way. And here's a thing of number 2 rings, and these are gonna have size 6 trebles. Now I'm gonna put on the split rings on all the hooks, and that's the pain in the butt. Even with these little split ring pliers, there's got to be a better one out there. Just trying to get these things open is such a pain. There it is, open. Now I got to find the gap. All right, there it is. So when I put the split ring on, then I just take these forceps because they're skinnier, and I'll turn that. And on to the second one. You get the idea. All right, so now that I've got all my hooks ringed up, now it's time to put them on the bait, which is equally or more so a pain in the butt because now I'm more likely to get stuck. There we go. Slip it on. Come on, there we go. There's one. There's the gap. There we go. Now what I'll do, not done yet, I take these little hook guards that I made just from some old, I don't know what this stuff is, the stuff that holds your screen into your screen doors. Buy it by the foot. I think it's a 50-foot length that it comes in. It's like $3. I can't even tell you how many of these little things I got, but hundreds. And one last step. Package it. And with every lure, it also includes a sticker. And there you have it. Now it's ready to sell and done. Well, here's a look at the finished product. I really like the way these came out. You know, I didn't want the bars to be sharp edged, you know, like using a stencil. So I used that sponge and I kind of like the way it came out. Let me know what you guys think. These two are getting packaged up and headed down to the trading post. One of them is definitely going in my tackle box, and the other one's going to be hanging on the wall here for excess inventory. Thanks for coming along today, people. I hope you enjoyed this one. We'll see you next time. Peace.